Hey everyone, welcome to the Mental Wealth Agenda podcast, a platform created to normalize conversations around mental health and realistic self-care. I'm the host Shadia, and thank you for tuning into this episode. Now today we are here somewhere completely different. I know we only had one other visual episode, but if you watched that one, you know we were not here and she wasn't with us. So I'm gonna introduce my girl Koraya. This is somebody that I went to high school with, but we've grown super close in this past year, I would say. And we're also kind of like on this journey together, which is what the episode will be about today. So before we get into it, before I let her introduce herself, go ahead and make sure you're subscribed to our channel and share with someone before we get this started. Now, how would you like to introduce yourself, Miss Girl?
My name is Koraya Scott. I am a photographer. Sorry, I'm over here stuttering. I'm a photographer in Columbus, Ohio, and I recently graduated from CCAD with my Bachelor's of Fine Arts in photography, and I had a double minor in business and advertisement and graphic design. I feel like we might get into that journey-wise. And I'm 24, and I'm out here just vibing, making videos on YouTube. Follow me. My name is Koraya Scott on YouTube. And yeah, that's just a little intro about me. I don't got no accolades or nothing yet. I'm 24.
Right. But see, I think that the thing about both of us are like, we both graduated high school and went straight to college, got our bachelor's degree, and when we came out, we were like, what's out here? Like, you know, we've been out here with our degrees. We both graduated in 2021, so like this makes 3 years at this point. In a few months it's gonna be 3 years since our graduation day.
You just made me feel like I need a cane.
No, like I feel like I need to get this stuff together. Like
literally, life is lifing.
Yes, and that is really
oh Lord,
a big part of what this episode is about. Because how many of y'all know people who have born and raised in Columbus, graduated from Columbus City Schools, went straight to college, got their bachelor's degree? Like I could stop there, because not too many people did that. Like not too many people actually left Columbus and went, well, you also went to school in Columbus and got your degree, but not too many people actually go in there, go all the way, and then come out 4 years later. Like a lot of people go in for a semester. A lot of people go in for a year. So
and that was almost me, not to cut you off, but that was literally my freshman year of college. I literally went to what's the office called? I forgot. I've been out there so long.
Student affairs.
Yeah, that office, wherever they be having the people, I forgot all the things. I'm out there so long, I forgot how that even worked. But I went to that office and got a paper and was about to literally
like withdraw.
Yeah,
like the registrar.
Yes,
office.
yes.
Yeah.
I was literally about to sign my name on that paper and call it quits freshman year, because I just felt like it was a lot of stress. It was too much pressure, especially me being the first one in my family to go to college and actually
same here
have that kind of like experience and stuff. So it was a lot. That's just what I wanted to say about that.
Yeah, and definitely mention being a first gen graduate, because that was something that like it's a whole different experience, you know. Like you're literally at school with a lot of people who were literally groomed for college. Like so many people are groomed for college. Like as soon as their parents understand what they have an interest in, they're immediately thinking about their education. So it's like, you know, as a small child, even if it's like sports related, people are like immediately looking to get their child the best athletic experience so they can get to college and things like that. So to be a first generation college student, let alone a first generation college graduate, is something that's like a super huge deal. And I feel like until you're in college or you know, have that experience, like, you don't really understand the weight of being a first generation college student. Like, you almost look at every college student's experience the same.
Yeah.
Until you actually realize, like, no, this person has been groomed for it for 10 years, at least the past 10 years, compared to this person who's, like, not even really sure if they were going to go to college or not. Because I feel like that's how I felt as a child. Like, I never really thought about college and being like, I'm going to go to college. Like, of course I said things like, oh, I'm going to be a teacher, or I'm going to be this, or I'm going to be that. And even in middle school, when I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to be a counselor, like therapy, that's going to be my thing. I still never really thought, like, I'm going to be in college one day. Like, that was never really a thought that I materialized until I was, like, a junior in high school. Like, yep, I guess I'm getting ready to go to college. Like, yep, I guess we about to do this for real. Like, once when it was time to take, like, PSATs, I was like,
girl, the memory you
PSATs up in the library. Like,
that was so nerve-wracking. Coming to school, they were like, test day.
Right.
Oh my God, that was too much.
And I feel like
too much.
And I feel like even those days were like what started to set us apart on the path from other people. Because like once when those days came and like you saw other people not taking it serious, it's like, oh, they not actually going to college for real. Like, oh, we just been like chatting this whole thing up. Like they just been playing for real, but they not going to college. Like it was people that didn't show up for the PSATs, and they like PSATs because it doesn't really matter. It's not the SAT, and it's like, yeah, but like you about to have one up on these college applications though. Like you gonna have just at least one. Like we coming from Columbus, like we all like shit, if it's me against you, I'm taking this test today. So like I'm gonna secure my spot.
I'm gonna take it regardless, even if I fail. I ain't study, I ain't do nothing, but I'm gonna take it.
Exactly, and
I'm gonna take it for sure.
Yeah, like I feel like in those days, like, and even us having AP classes, like having AP English and stuff, like some people really just felt like they was just breezing by through school, and not in a way that it was easy, but in a way that like they don't have any other further plans.
Yeah, no goals, further goals. And I there's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
As
a teenager, like you're a kid.
Yeah, I don't care. You can always go back and further your education. But I definitely think, from my experience, my mom was always the one pushing, like, oh, you're going to college or whatever, just because no one else in the family was able to do that. Yeah. And I'm the youngest, so she was like, this is my last hope. This is my last hope. And I'm like, ah. So the pressure, I will say, like, to just do stuff in high school, like having those AP classes. Yeah. It all came from like middle school. We're going way back, but it came from
like for talented me, classes.
I didn't feel like that in elementary because I went to Westerville City Schools, which is a different curriculum.
Completely different.
Different curriculum. So when I came here, I was like advanced technically, because I was learning a little bit above what
Columbus City Schools,
grade level.
Columbus Public Schools back in the day.
Pretty much. And so when I got to middle school, that's when I came here, and I was basically in like higher grade classes than I needed to be, or than I was technically supposed to be, age wise. And when I got to high school, I just kept that up. And my mom was like, you might as well just keep going and then get into whatever college you want to. Yeah. And then it wasn't until senior year that I was like, because first I wanted to be a doctor.
Yeah. Really?
Swear to God, I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to cut people open.
Yeah.
Lay them out on the table, and I don't know what I'll get into it. I wanted to cut them open and do all this.
Yeah.
Tickle their kidney real quick and put it back. But I didn't, because it was like senior year. I think I had so much like pressure and anxiety and stress, and like coming from different areas. Right. And that just drove me to like not want to go to school. But then I was like, I have to go to school because I did all these AP classes.
Right, like I
did all this. And I switched my career, and I wanted to do photography senior year, which is when I ended up like applying. I applied to one college. I don't know if you know this. I applied to one college. I applied to one college. Now that's crazy, because it's like you have to put all your faith into that one college. One college. I was like, this is what I'm gonna do. if it doesn't work, I know I can get in Columbus State because I already took the AP. And I took the Columbus
AP
State
exam and stuff. Oh,
I went to the Columbus State
little
high school
that
thing
little
that they had.
dual course.
Yeah, I did that. I was like, this
dual course
this
thing.
is easy.
With
This is
Steph.
easy.
Shout out Steph.
Oh,
shout out Steph.
yes, shout out Steph.
Yeah.
But I did that, and it just kind of drove me to keep doing it. But my mom was like kind of pressuring me.
Yeah.
I think that's the whole thing that we kind of need to dive into is like the pressure of being a first gen grad is what made us continue to go in our career.
Yes.
And now we feel that guilt because now we're in the situation and it's like we wasted all this time.
Yeah. And like not even time wasted, but it's like we could have been moving at a pace. We could have been moving at a slower pace with less pressure on us, like, period. Like, we could have been kinder to ourselves. We could have had others be kinder to us. We could have had less stress applied overall. And, that pressure, I felt like sophomore year of college, I wanted to take a semester off. Like, I never told anybody this. I just told my sister. Me and my sister would talk about it, but I felt like I wanted to take a semester off because I just felt so overwhelmed. Like I just felt stressed. And looking back on it, I know that I struggle with my mental health. Like that's something that has always been going on. And so it was in one of those moments, like one of those low moments that I was like crying to my sister, like, I want to take a semester off, but I don't think my dad's going to understand. Like, I think he's going to be mad. Like, I think, like, and everything. And she's supporting me, but she's also not someone that's ever had this experience. Yeah, so it's like
only can go to a
like level. She's there for moral support. It's not any like guidance or advice necessarily. And I think that was a big thing with being a first generation student. It was like you could call your parents, you could call your family, you could call whoever, it doesn't matter. And they will sit there and like listen to you and like talk you through it and support you as best you can. But they're not gonna say, go to the registrar office, right? Like they're gonna say that. They're not gonna say, go ask your advisor. Like especially that advisor, them advisors. Like
mine was.
That's something that
questionable.
A lot of people have bad experiences with their advisors because they don't understand the fact that like they got 100 students that they're advising to put in their schedule in 1 week, and you are one student and that you need to be looking over your schedule for however long that you got to put your damn schedule together. So now it's like, yes, that's going to be your team. That's going to be the person that will help you. But they're not about to sit here and do all your shit. They're not about to sit here and assign you 12 to 15 credits on your semester. Like, that's, like, you tripping. So in those moments where you needed somebody to be like, oh, this is the person you should talk to. Or, like, I had to ask my other peers, like, my other friends. Like, we just had to, like, get together in our dorm room, like sit there, cry and complain, like stress about it and everything, and then they would say, try asking this person, and then I just go from there, like, but compared to one of my closest friends, he was put through school by his parents, like his mom was paying his dorm and everything, like she paying cash, like
cash is
but
crazy.
Like she's paying whatever,
cash is crazy.
But in that situation, he would never be clueless about anything, like anything at all. Like it could be something as simple as like his own meal plan or something, like his mom or his dad is going to be able to tell him what to do, like but I taught him how to wash clothes in our dorm. Like he ain't never washed his clothes and stuff like that. So it's like, like it's just a difference of like how you're actually raised. Like people from Columbus, everybody from Columbus, whether you make it to college or not, you're gonna know how to wash your clothes.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna know how to like fend for yourself in that way, but like other people, they taught how to have a good future, right? Like they're taught how to have a good future, how to go and get a degree and, like make a business for themselves or like work for themselves and do stuff like that. But as a high schooler, you're not being taught how to like clean up after yourself and stuff like that. And so like that's random. I know that that's a random point, and I'm not like trying to get on a tangent or anything, but that's just the reality of like, you know, the first generation college student where you can't call your family to ask them about anything about college. Like, you got to ask the people around you at college. And that's why I was grateful to go to such a small school, because I had mentors. Like I was a double major, so I had somebody from my psychology major that was my mentor and my advisor, and then I had someone from the English department that was my mentor and my advisor. And I tell you, I would not have made it through school without them two. Like those two professors, Jenny and Barry. Jenny and Barry.
Shout out.
Like, I get emotional because like, for real, like,
cut the show, cut the camera.
I just gotta get it together. Like, give me a pause. But no, for real. Yeah, I actually I felt like I wanted to take a break from school. Never brought it up to my parents. Like, I never brought it up to my parents. I never brought it up. Like, and I even feel like my mom misunderstands me when it comes to school, because like she thinks I love it. Like, you know, like I just feel like she thinks I can't get enough of it. Like, and I'm just like, that's not the case. Like,
I made it clear, I think once I hit college, I ain't doing this no more. I ain't touching a master's. I ain't touching a associate something else. I'm not touching the online course. I'm not touching nothing that's telling me what is 2 + 2 equal. I'm not touching nothing because I feel like I've learned all I can learn in college. The like technical skills, all that stuff. Now it's time for me to learn from the real world.
Yeah, experience
that, and I think that's where I'm at now.
Yeah,
because this experience been experiencing.
Yes, exactly.
This life been life, and like I said earlier, and I feel like that's a good segue into like the whole topic of the journey and like having faith in the journey and finding yourself, finding what you want to do, finding your little niche.
Yeah, exactly. And literally that's what I was about to say, because looking for experience, or like you would think we went in, we got our degree, we came out, we was shining, we like brown girl joy. I'm talking medals, tassels, this, that. We got
tassels, like
we got the cords on the
gown.
cord. I got cord on cord on cord on. Like,
I had so many cords. Don't know. Like,
yeah, like. But honestly, like, y'all think that we would come back to Columbus like, y'all look at us, we just went to Columbus City School. It's probably like 20% of Columbus City School graduates probably graduate within 4 years with their bachelor's. And I just made that statistic up off the top of my head, but I really feel like that's.
I'm over here like, she just capping.
No, like that's why I said probably.
I'm like, sounds all right.
It do sound right though, like, but for real, y'all would think that we were just like coming right out and just able like, y'all, we got this degree, and everybody like, okay, you could come here, you could come there, you could come. Like, no, that really wasn't the case.
No.
I ended up working at the halfway house, and it was like they were hiring. Like, I had been applying places, and I'm like, bro, y'all not hiring? Like, ain't nobody hiring? So I'm waiting for my application to get through for another company, and Alvis hit me up like, well, what's up with you? And I'm like, what's up with y'all? Like, and so that's how I started working there, but that wasn't where I wanted to work. Like, that wasn't an application that I was like, oh, I'm waiting. Like I said, I was waiting for a different application to get through. And
did you ever hear back from them?
Yes, after I started working for Alvis.
What did they say? If you feel like you can share.
Actually, they asked me about like moving along in the process, but that wasn't like my dream job.
That one
or anything. No, like, and I also feel like I had the intentions on like getting out, getting some experience, and going back to get my master's. So
wow, look at her.
I didn't have a dream job, dream career or anything, but I just kind of wanted like a specific area. Yeah.
I got that.
And so I was like, I'm already working now. Like, I'm not even about to stress it. I'll apply there after this year is up if I want to or whatever. Like, that's what
Now
I
look
thought.
at you.
I know, like, that's what I thought back in 2021. I was like, shoot, I'll get back at y'all next year. Like, it'll be cool. It'll be whatever. And here we are 2 years later, almost 3 years later. And I'm like, what job or degree or master's or whatever? Because now everything is just so different, and it's like I got the experience. I worked in 3 different job positions with my degree, and yeah, the social work field is not.
And I think that's the difference in our stories too, even though they're basically the same. Is the fact that I see her going through all of this with the experience. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here like, I don't even got any freaking experience. I have no experience. And I'm like sitting here like, how can I word, like I'm still at the point, like, how can I word my resumes to make it sound like I got some experience? I'm over here like, I move lights. I change backdrop paper.
Like, it's like you have the access. Like,
yeah.
She basically, like, she works in the studio. She works in the studio that we're in right now, but she's just not actively booking, like, clients. She's not actively shooting clients, right? So, like, she has access to the atmosphere for the experience that they're looking for, but she does not necessarily have a portfolio, an active portfolio after graduating.
Yeah.
And that's the difference between the arts field, because I'm also in the same boat when it comes to my literature degree. It's like, yeah, baby girl, you done did all of this good stuff in college, but like, no one cares about that. You're an adult.
Literally.
Like,
and don't ask me to put on my resume. Like,
like
it's a whole bunch of
exactly.
nonsense.
And it's like, okay, yeah, that was cool if you had just came out of school. Like, obviously, that's what we would like expect from you. But you don't understand that shit was different. Like, y'all understand? Like, I just decided to come out here with my literature degree. You know. And I actually have one experience right now, the Volunteer magazine. Like, I'm a volunteer writer on a nonprofit magazine here in Columbus now, but this is my first writing opportunity using my English degree. And I never had any intention to use it at all.
Why are you looking at me?
And that's it. That's why we're here today, folks.
Yeah.
Because I was just getting it just to get it. Like, I'm about to be reading these books in college anyway. You think I'm not about to get the degree? Like, yeah, I'm about to come out here with 2 degrees. Like, if I'm about to read books in here, I am going to read books and get another degree for it.
All life.
And that was just the plan for it. Like, you know, like, oh, that's cute. Like, look at me with this little literature degree.
Yeah.
And now I'm, like, out here like, okay, well, trying to find my footing with like writing for Columbus, and yeah, that's like one of the arts that they're like, well, let me see what you read. Well, you ain't wrote none? Well, girl,
what are you talking about?
Where you? Yeah,
what are you talking about here?
Exactly, and that's why I was like, I gotta literally start with volunteer opportunities.
Yeah.
Meaning like devoting my time for
nothing.
Right, for nothing in return besides the compassion, you know, like the self-fulfillment, I guess. And that's the reason why I just have to always lean into my passion.
Yeah.
Which is literally what both of us have had to resort to, because yes, our degree aligns with our passion, but we still need like tangible experience. So it's like, now we've made it to the point that it's like, okay, we're making content now. We're putting ourselves out there in a space without relying on an organization or relying on a company, because that's what I have been looking for. I've been looking for a company all this time, like for experience. And now it's like, I just got to get out here and tell people to like go to therapy. Like at this point, since ain't nobody trying to hire me to say it, I guess I'm going to just let me get a tripod. And also her being like a photographer and everything, like I was able to like have somebody to rely on that like would have a little expertise too. It's like, and I don't feel like I've like really bugged you all this time about it often, but like when I do have questions, I know that I have somebody to like depend on. And I think that it's also scary because we were both like, bro, we've literally been in the same boat
for years.
For years, bro. Like for years. And it's so weird because of the fact that we like, I'm like, girl, I don't know what I'm about to do.
Every 2 months, and it goes like, oh yeah, no.
Yes, exactly.
Oh yeah, no.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a huge roller coaster, and I do appreciate like even becoming like closer friends with you because there's that connection that we have. Like if I know that I'm going through this thing and she's going through it, I have the comfortability to go to her and say like, girl, why I'm crying? Why am I crying? Why am I crying right now?
Like, girl, I've been crying since last
night. Why am I
night.
jump out this window? Like,
right.
And not being serious, obviously, because I'm still alive.
But and and like I feel like that's a good thing too. Is like we're able to rely on each other for our mental health, and like we have deep conversations at random, like whatever is going on in our life. I'm like, my mom don't love me, and I'm so tired of it. You know, like just right on the spot, and she's like, I'm leaving the studio, but I'll like listen to your message. You know,
and we the ones that send 10-minute voices, okay?
Yeah. Because
we like to talk. But in all seriousness, even then, like just having this friendship has been, I feel like I've gotten a lot of growth out of it just because of the fact that I don't have a therapist personally at the moment. And I know, like, obviously I need one. I just know that. But I've been doing a lot of self-healing and, like, self-journey work in the midst of, like, being lost in my career and, like, trying to figure out if this is even the destination that I need to be going in still at this point in my life. Because, obviously, we know that stuff changes.
Right.
People change, desires change, and all that stuff. So
and the world is changing so fast.
Very fast. That's why I feel like the 3 years, when you said that, like the 3 years, it feels like a whole different timeline.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about like stuff that I was stressed about 3 years ago, and I'm like, that has nothing to do with where I'm at now. Like that little piece of that piece
or that
of moment,
person,
that
those friends,
those
friendships,
those friends that I had, like, and that those like times where it felt like it was so long, so hard for me to deal with. And thinking about like in the sense of timeline, that has not like that piece of me is like it don't matter for now. Like right now is right now, and I really think having this friendship has helped me grow and see that, and honestly, it helped me like grow as a human to be able to deal with the rejection that I've been facing with jobs and like different aspects in my career field. And even the sense, like you were talking about it earlier, I meant to say this is kind of low-key off track. But, you were talking about you having that second part of your degree. I had a double minor in business and advertisement and graphic design because I was thinking like, if photography doesn't work out, I'll have this to have like on my resume, and it should be fine.
Yeah.
I used a single cent of nothing that I learned, and I still use like my graphic design skills for like
your
Canva,
stuff.
or like like something small, just like just something small. But my business degree, I plan on using that like later in life, I guess, when I want to own my own studio. But just to say like I have the business degree to do this.
Right, and the understanding.
But other than that, right now the journey has been like basically me finding if this is really what I want to do, and I know it is because I still have the passion, I still have the the love and the drive for it. It's just sometimes it gets like defeating to see, like, I guess you can talk about like comparison, to see people that you were on the same level with, at least in college or whatever, age wise, even if you don't know them, and they're like doing all this stuff. Yeah. And you're like, why can't I? And it's like, but at the same point, you just gotta put the effort in. Right. Yeah, you can apply to jobs. People won't accept you, but what are you gonna do with that information? Okay, they rejected you. Yeah. Now what? You can't just sit there and mope about it. You have to put some action into it. Right. Yeah, and that is what brought me like away from my path towards my master's. I felt like I was like, bro, this social work field is not for me, dude. I didn't even feel like that overall, but when I lost my last job, which I mentioned on the first episode, when I lost my last job, I was like, I can't go get my master's right now. And I remember crying to my therapist about it, like, I just can't get my master's anymore. And like, I was like, oh, I wasted my degree. Like, I wasted my time, like, and everything, because that's how it feels in that moment. Like, bro, I just wasted my whole life. Like, that's how it feels. It really be feeling like that. Especially with me, because I've had the same passion for pretty much my whole life. So I remember even taking time to like watch different videos on like behaviorism. I remember watching that stuff at my grandma's house in the summertime in high school. And like, that's just how much of a passion I've just always had, that hunger for mental health and like psychology and everything like that. But yeah, I was like, I can't go get my master's because I'm not gonna have this reference, and I'm not gonna have this job. Like, I had been taking my time to like set myself up for this part-time job that was gonna sustain me for like going to get my master's, and like an assistantship during my master's and stuff like that. So I'm like sitting there trying to align myself with this job, and like, okay, I know that this job is going to be the place that I'm going to be working, so it's going to be enough and everything like that. As soon as I left the job, lost the job, it was like, I can't do that right now. I can't do that right now. So I had to figure out how to still like, I'm not the type to just be like, well, I'm just going to find a job and then, well, like, oh well, I'm just going to find a job. Like, even if that means like going somewhere and getting paid like $25 an hour because I have a psychology degree. Like, no, if it's not doing the work that I want to do, no. Like, just because it's more than what I've been paid, like, that's just not what I'm going to be able to do. I just don't function that way. And I just really had to lean into the fact that social media is so wild. I was like, social media is wild. Like, that's crazy. Like, I was like, dang, social media is wild. It almost felt like somebody just realizing the gravity of social media. Like, I felt like this social media thing is slapping. This Instagram thing is slapping. Like, you seen this TikTok thing? This thing going off, and like, you could get on there, you could talk about whatever you want to talk about, like, and it's definitely even better. TikTok. Yeah, I'm like, it's even better if you know what you're talking about. Yeah, because like, people go and really be like, you could start changing people's lives, and that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm like, you know, like, I really had to be not scared to step off that path. Yeah, and I feel like that's the biggest thing, is like, you're the only person that will hold yourself back from like, you know, taking a leap of faith. Like, nothing else can stop you from it, or nothing else can hold you back but yourself. And so like, I say this to myself because that's what I've been doing with my literature degree, because I always be like, yeah, I'll write like resumes, policies, business policies. Like, have I posted anything about that? No, I just be like, maybe
listen to the
like this much. Yes,
exactly. like I'll mention it, but I'll never take that leap of like customers, you know, like And I couldn't do that with the mental wealth agenda because I was like, this is too much for me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm seeing people literally like dying, killing themselves every day, like through social media, through like attention, through drugs, like all of that. And I was just like, I can't keep trying to put this off until like the right job or the right degree or like all of this. And yeah, I feel like me realizing how big social media is, like all of a sudden, like, oh snap, people in Antarctica got the social media too. Like, me realizing that, and me also realizing how everyone just needs help, and like me having that newfound help for my mental health. Like, me taking that step of being diagnosed and saying like, yeah, I have anxiety, I have depression, I need more help, I need prescriptions, like I need my therapist, can't let her go. Like, once when I started making those real, like, you know, like I really bossed up, like I leveled up for real, like, okay, this ain't no joke for real, like I'm done just being sad for fun, like, you know what I mean? It's like it was my mental health that allowed me to even believe that I could start to try to do any of this. But losing that job,
get some clarity.
Yeah, like it made me, like I stressed out about it for like 2 weeks, and then I had an epiphany in therapy, and that's literally it. That was like, bro, go to therapy, y'all, because it's like it's just just the way the sun started shining on them. Like, that's how I started feeling. I was like, I don't need that job, I don't need that reference, I don't need none of that, like, period. I got social media, and I got the knowledge and the experience that I have, and I have my mental health more together. Like, I ain't all the way there, but like I got it. I know I've taken that step that many people don't take, and so like, how many times can I say that about myself? Like, whether that be, like I said, graduating high school, going straight to college, coming out with my degree. Like, once when you start realizing, like, wait, I'm special for real, you gonna start taking that step. And I feel like that's how we both kind of ended last year. Like, it was low-key like,
enough is enough.
November. Like, it was like that. It was like,
it was definitely November,
December of like, nah, we gotta step out on like faith and step out on our journey for the next year. Like, we can't allow this to continue, like, and be our story, because we've already worked hard for those degrees.
Like I told her, when we were having technical difficulties, especially her little iPhone breaking down on her, talking about this camera is from China, not from and like, girl, did you switch your camera? Like, how did you do that?
Girl,
but just her having those technical difficulties and the issues to even upload the first episode, and it's like, we both went through these trial and errors and still are going through trials of like, girl, why this not loading? Why I ain't got no space? I didn't bought 10 hours of space on my phone. And it's like, I told her, and I'm reminding myself, like, there's a reason that our journey is being so difficult right now, because it's needed. It was needed for both of us to meet up. It was needed for both of us to, you to have your mental health background, me to have my artistic background, and for us to collide into the same kind of space.
Right.
And for us to put this out on social media, because we were taking it as, and this is just social media.
Right.
Both of us. I don't care. I don't get on Instagram enough. I would tell you that. I've probably been shadow banned. Probably been, you gonna have to click on my profile 10 times to see a post from me. Like,
right.
So I think it's really needed for us to have the social media platform, for us to be Black females doing what we're doing, having the passion that we have for our craft, and putting it out there, because if not, someone wouldn't be getting the help they